out. And I was gonna say I've got like the perfect little background music going on here.
I feel like I'm on.
That's right.
You get the gong, just bang that bitch. Abby would have a fucking field day with that. Oh god, she'd wake you up. Mommy!
I think she's gonna love the chair.
Oh, you know it.
I think the chair's gonna probably end up in the wall.
I know,
something.
she's like gonna get fucking around. I can picture her like in 5 seconds. She's like just swinging around like whoosh.
Hey guys, how's everybody? I have a special guest star here today, my cousin Savannah.
What's up?
She's hilarious.
Thank you. I put the high in hilarious.
I'm gonna let some people get in here. Send out the
It's like a podcast.
It kind of is like a podcast. She doesn't do TikTok, guys.
No.
Oh my god, if I send you a request, you can download it on your phone and...
Oh shit, my phone is up there in the midst.
It's okay. We can do this later.
Oh,
you can get, I think, it like some points or something.
Dude, this feels like a slumber party like when we were younger again. It kind of does.
I mean, we could totally have a slumber party.
God damn, I feel bad for what's going on.
Dude. I just live my life.
Shit.
Things happen.
Yeah, shit happens and I just still exist. Here I am.
I'm just like, please keep it down. I'm doing a live down here, and I would appreciate it if your arguments didn't get interfere in my live.
That's my roommates.
Yeah, sorry, that's my roommates if y'all hear any yelling. It's fine. We're fine. Everything is fine. But would y'all shut the fuck up?
Holy shit.
Shut the fuck up.
Holy shit. Get like a fucking broom to circle.
Yeah. Oh, guys, I got another medallion stamp today. And I'm super, super excited about that. So I got a medallion stamp from the bank today, and I was thinking, because my dad, he made a statement to me. He made a statement that it was like bonding my name, and I was like, that's an interesting way to look at that. And I kind of started thinking on that for a few minutes, and I've been learning about the UCC filings. And oh, here it is. We could potentially file a UCC on the medallion stamping and then use that as a bond. You create a bond off of that for the backing of the bond. I don't know. Huh?
I'm impressed. I was like, damn, you were showing me this stuff earlier.
Yeah, this shit, like, well, and the medallion stamps, like, so it depends on which bank you have. So, like, some banks don't do the medallion stamps.
Yeah, that's what it was saying.
Some banks, so, like, credit unions typically do, and
bigger banks,
brokerages typically do, bigger banks, but, it depending on how big of a bank and how much backing they have, depends on the amount backing the stamp.
Yeah, like...
And there's a way, it says you can, like, scan the stamp somewhere and find the value.
Shit, I didn't know you could do that.
But I don't know where that is or where you would go to. I don't know where that would be.
Like maybe an IRS website or like an app or something.
You guys can request to come up here. I hate talking without people up on the screen. I feel like I'm just talking to myself.
Oh, yeah. You just want to, like, visually...
But
I think that person on the Zoom call would be, like, totally incognito.
Have you filed your UCC filing?
No.
You should. It's $5 through the Secretary of State. You can do it online. You can do it on your all caps name. So your name that's on your social security card, your birth
All
certificate,
caps, just screaming out at them.
all is all caps. All caps.
All caps.
Like whenever you write your name, you don't write all capitals
Oh shit! That
when you're spelling. Yeah. It's your all caps, your social security number.
Oh,
Like
fuck.
you would file the UCC filing on your birth certificate or your social security and
Okay.
stuff, which makes you a secured party. Have a secured party interest. Okay, so what that means?
Signature.
Okay, so what that means is secured party interest means that you have a security interest, which means like a financial interest.
Oh.
And whenever you file the UCC filing on your information, it makes it to where you can monetize and collect off of that, just like everybody else is doing.
Oh, word. Okay, that makes it's broken
You
down. in a
can
good
you
way.
can do this. You can do the UCC filing with your bills. You file the UCC against each one of your bills, like just the account number with AT&T. Do your account AT&T account number, blah blah blah. All right, and then you can go back and claim the interest off of that
Fuck.
because you're a secured party. You have a secured party interest in the account, so you're claiming back your rights, titles, and interest to the account.
Interesting.
And it's not very hard. I know that you're over here like this bitch.
No. It just sounds like a lot of ways to
So
do this.
it all
but
stems
sounds
from
nice.
the Social Security. I've been thinking about this. So for your like child support, it's Title 4 Section D. Title 4D is where like the federal government essentially pays the state per child for
Like tax shit. Or
well, it's for finding the parents that owe the child support and for health care and for all of these things, but they don't do any of that stuff. Like, never in the history of ever has the child support office paid me a thing of paid me child support because my baby daddy didn't pay his child support that month. Like, never in the history have they helped me with a medical bill because I couldn't afford it. So that all of those claims that they're helping out with all of those kinds of things are bullshit.
Yeah, it's fucking
Because
expensive, too.
they're saying that the child, you and I, are a ward of the state.
That's a good way to
Because
put it.
they say that our parents abandon us. They're saying that we are the placenta.
Yeah.
We're the placenta that the mom gives birth to. Whenever it's connected for 1 minute, it has blood pumping through it. It becomes a live birth. So the birth certificate is of the unalived entity, the all caps U.
Those have always creeped me out.
What?
Placentas.
Yeah, well, that's why we're supposed to take them. That's your essence, your connection to everything, to life.
I couldn't do it.
The live's going in and out.
What?
I'm not touching my phone or nothing. That must just be I'm not touching my phone or nothing. That must just be TikTok.
Is it glitching?
I have a Telegram group. I've been really working hard on putting everything in beyond coming here on live, which I haven't even done that in several weeks. It's very hard to try to teach a process that I haven't like completed yet. And so, I share what I know, but it's like,
As you go along.
as I go, like I'm learning. Whenever I was like so gung-ho and like was teaching everybody exactly what I knew, and it was really backfiring because whenever they would run into hiccups, they would come to me and they expected me to have all of the answers that I did not have. I did not have the answers. Because this is a path I'm traveling to, so it makes it very difficult and I know everybody needs help, and I'm trying as much as I can to help. I promise help's coming. 2025 is going to be our year.
Yo.
But all of these processes that everybody's been working on, like, we're all going to come together now, I believe. This is just my thoughts. I'm working with several different people who have who studied completely different areas than I have for the last few years. And, you know, now we're going to come together and put this stuff that we've learned on paper and make it all make sense and cohesively go together. Hey. So that's kind of what we've been kind of working on. I know a lot of people have been reaching out to me and wondering about the classes. I will be getting back to them. I'm just trying to, the more I find, it's like, okay, I find different paths and different ways that this can be done. And I'm trying to find the easiest, most softest, most bestest way to get some
efficiency.
Yeah, well, to get some alleviation, some prosperity, non-monopoly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that's what I'm working on. It's just very. I've kind of had to like seclude and get into my books and just worry about me and the kiddos and enjoy our holidays as well. Hopefully everybody enjoyed their holidays. I kind of struggled with it, especially this year, knowing what they all stand for and like knowing what's being celebrated. It definitely didn't hit the same, but I have definitely, since like coming into all this information, my family and myself, we've definitely had like a disconnect there. So it was really nice to hang out with my family this holiday season and kind of feel somewhat something normal. It'll never be normal after the year before, but it'll be I mean, it was all of us.
It was a lot all at once for everybody.
But yeah, I'm really working on getting everything on paper and just getting it cohesively going together and making sense. I think that the UCC filing is absolutely imperative, and I think that we need to be fucking UCC filing everything, y'all. And I'm not even exaggerating. I'm like, you got a bill, UCC file that shit. You do your addendum or your UCC3, I think is what it is. After you've already filed your initial, you need to put your rights, titles, and interest in there. You need to put, you want to see mine? I think I've got it over here. If not, I could print it.
I know, that thing is so cool. Dude, I want to print my butt cheeks and send it to someone. Like, I just want to sit on it.
You cannot print your butt cheeks.
Why not? I've always wanted to do it.
Well, because it would probably break it.
Well, I mean, I'd be very, so gentle. Just give me a little ladder. I'll just hover over it. Get this visual?
But I do have an extra copy of that shit.
Oh,
don't be yelling at me.
Sounds like a robot.
I know. I guess I'll just print another one. Darn.
That is impressive.
Oh yeah, this bed is like solid. The homestead declaration is super important as well. So like the homestead and the UCC filing are like some of the most important stuff you can do. Hold on, I've got to print this again. Sorry about that, guys. I had to, I'm trying to print this UCC filing so I can tell you all. I used the $21 international money order. I used some of my silver certificates So I used the silver certificates, the and then I have some of the Morgan silver dollars. Let's see. A lot of silver certificates because that gives you your solvency. And then all instruments listed above are negotiable in nature and are pledged as collateral under the UCC filing for their full face value, collectible value, or intrinsic value, whichever is higher. These items are being claimed and secured in their entirety by the secured party debtor identified by property tax ID, the original living birth record identified by certificate number issued in the state of, and then all intellectual property rights, including copyrights, patents, or trademarks registered or unregistered, owned or controlled by the debtor, all personal property, including but not limited to motor vehicles, household goods, and jewelry. And that was just like just an initial filing. Now I'll go back and add all of my bills, all of my anything that really anything I can add to it at this point. Like I can go and add my vehicle. I can add if I have a home. You can add all of your real property, your intellectual property.
That's pretty neat.
And that whenever you do your UCC filing, that gives you the secured party interest, which gives you the ability to stake claim first in line, first in time.
I like that.
You put a lien on yourself and on your shit. Nobody can get to it.
I mean, yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
I mean,
Yeah, shit. That's kind of smart. I like that. That's really cool.
And then if you send a money order, so the Federal Reserve promised back in 1935 when they did the Social Security Administration Act, the Federal Reserve promised to pay our debts because they took away all of our gold and silver.
Yeah.
Which, when they did that, that's whenever they created the fiat currency, the Federal Reserve notes. I don't know if that's when they created Federal Reserve notes, but that's when they said that, gold and silver was no longer acceptable for payment, which meant that debts could no longer be settled. Mm-hmm. Like they could no longer be paid in full. They could only be discharged. They could only be shuffled around in the system,
right.
like displaced.
Yeah.
They could never be. So whenever you pay your debts with actual gold and silver, you're actually paying the debt. You're surpassing this fiat currency bullshit that they've created, and you are actually settling these debts. You're actually clearing them out, not just displacing them in the system.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense considering like what the value is of those.
That's why, like Morgan silver dollars, each one of those is a debt owed. That's a debt that the United States owes the people. That's
damn.
Because they took the land that they took to get the silver to mint the Morgan silver dollars. Yeah. They took it from the indigenous, the people that were here on this land before.
Yeah.
They displaced them from their homes and promised them that, hey, we'll give you X amount of this Morgan silver dollars that we mint, as long as you give us this area. Mm-hmm. Well, as soon as they got them displaced and out of their area, they said, nah, we're gonna Indian give that and take it back. That's where that came from. The term Indian giver.
That's kind of wow.
So whenever they did that, they took back that contract. They said never mind, but they still got the land and they still minted all of these Morgan silver dollars. So each one of them is a debt owed. And whenever I say like indigenous, I'm not saying that you have to be Cherokee or you have to be whatever you want to say, like, but what I'm saying is that you have proof that you come from the people thick here. Like I have a heritage book that I just inherited.
That's pretty dope.
It actually has a certificate of heritage, and I'm like, damn, that looks like a certificate of trust.
Dude, I found out No cap. I'm related to Meriwether Lewis. He's like my great son's an uncle.
Who's that?
You know, the Louisiana Purchase, Meriwether Lewis and Clark and Second.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
What? That's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah. Because he did some cool shit for America.
Like, I've done research. I'm related to 33 U.S. presidents.
Damn.
I'm related to Elvis. I'm related to, what's his name? Princess Diane. King Henry.
Princess Diana?
I'm related to King Henry. I'm related to, I have petitioned Parliament. I sent Parliament a petition. I'm like, hey, y'all need to fucking recognize my royalty here. Yeah, they haven't said nothing back. I didn't think they would.
Maybe
Eventually.
like 5 years.
When they wake up and realize I was not joking.
Princess Bride.
I don't even need to be like a princess. I just recognize.
Or I always think of her sister was a witch. Not a princess, the Wicked Witch of the East, bro.
But I'm going to use that information to go back and trace the land patents. So I've started on my Ancestry. I did that at the beginning of this journey. And I traced back, like, I don't know. I think I did, like, minimum 5 generations on each. So from my mom, from me, my mom, my grandma, my
like
great-grandma.
500 years almost. People.
Well,
Right?
no.
They're like 80 or something.
Well, my grandma will be 91 or 92.
Oh, shit.
So her mom would have been like, I don't know. So like 150 years or so.
Oh.
Just
Oh,
5
my
generations. I made sure
I'm
it was
mad.
hard to get kind of beyond that for some of them.
Yeah. Huh.
Like, so my dad's mom, of course, she passed away. So her mom, nobody knew. I couldn't tell you her mom's name. Oh, wait, no, it was Flossie. Flossie and Elmer. Elmer and Flossie.
How cute.
I am from Kentucky, okay?
That is the cutest little country name. Elmer and Flossie.
The foothills of Kentucky, I'm sure. Yes.
Oh, shit.
My great-grandma, she's from Estill County.
That's up north then?
Yeah. Like, I was talking to my aunt. I was like, they've got land. You can get 300 acres of land there for under $300,000.
Oh, it's one of the poorest.
And she's like, yeah, because you can't
fucking.
there ain't shit there. And I'm like, yeah, but that's one of those places, like, the dreams that I've got, the shit that I see doing, that would be perfect. That is a whole empty area to go and build this whole new place that I see in my head, like with the little mamas and papas having their little care area. And then, like, the teenagers have to help with the mamas and papas, and that's just like one of their jobs that they have to do, and everybody helps everybody. Homelessness doesn't exist in this little town because that's fucking man-made. Hunger is man-made, so that doesn't exist in this town. Hunger is man-made, so that doesn't exist in this town either.
Right.
It would be great. If anybody wants to hop into a box, I'm just running my mouth. I like whenever you guys come up into the box, though. I hate just talking to myself.
Out of the box. Out of the box.
I am just sitting here talking to my cousin and hanging out with you guys. I'm kind of trying to explain things to her, but it can be overwhelming when somebody tries to explain it to you all at once.
Oh, yes.
So I don't really want to do that to her.
Well, I mean, I'm taking mental notes.
Oh, those are great.
Yeah.
Except for 3 days later when you're like, shit, I forgot that guy's ranch at table 87.
Oh, God. I know. That's the worst. Oh, I've had that happen. I'm like, they were nice too. Why did I do that to them? Not them.
It was always the worst whenever I was like at home and I'm in bed and getting ready to fall asleep, and then I realized that I forgot that lady's Coke, and she tipped me $30.
Oh, and you're like,
she was so nice and never said nothing. And I'm like,
I
damn.
feel so much. My chest. You made my chest hurt talking about that. I had to clench it. Oh.
I'm so glad that I don't work in restaurants
Oh
anymore.
man, that's a lot. It's so much. You did it for how many years?
Oh, for like 20 years.
Yeah, I've been doing it for like 11 now, and it's just a decade literally in a year. That's crazy to think about.
But guys, if y'all are just joining, I did get another, I got another medallion today. I was struggling and hadn't been getting shit done. And so I was like, you know what, today, fuck it. I'm going to go get a medallion.
I was gonna say, oh no, they cut it off because you said that word.
What?
Medallion.
Oh, no, I've been saying it. I haven't gotten in trouble for that one yet. Usually they have not been, I say this and then watch. But here lately, they haven't been hitting me very hard. I've just been sticking with stuff that I know to be factual, like,
Yeah,
and
that's what I try to do, and everybody like jokes. They're like, "You don't get in trouble for anything." I'm like, "Because I only speak what's the truth."
right. I mean, now they did shut me down and they took my TikTok from me one time, because I said that we pooped gold, which is so fucking rude because we do.
We do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like $4 quadrillion yearly just in America. Yes. 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 Can you imagine? Like the people. Yeah, I can't go too deep into that because, like I said, they definitely took my shit from for talking about that one time. So
So,
if
did you go through the treasury for the medallion?
well, it was a treasury form. This one right here is the FS form 0385, the
I'm so
certificate
bad
of
with like there's
identity.
so many forms and numbers. I just remember I was filling it out for my dad to cash out these bonds, and on the bottom it had like a thing that said, if you don't have a medallion, then you can fill out this like self affidavit type thing, and that would be like your signature would be your medallion basically.
Hmm.
I would have to find it, but it
I
sounds like what
mean,
you're talking about.
I mean, technically, your signature is the security, but I don't know. I feel like they would try to give you a hard time if you have any like bank, any like major bank or any kind of credit union or brokerage, they should be able to assist you. It's free to get the medallion. And as long as you
Yeah,
go
I
in
got
there,
all of them, but like certain employees are assholes.
see, I've
I
never had a problem getting them. Like backstory, I don't have like a great relationship with my banker, but I have known him for the past maybe 20 years. We used to work together at a previous place. Like I was his boss, and so
I
like
used
we
to know all the different, like every bank I went into, I know somebody for at least 15, 20 years. And my dad did business in this town for like ever. So I never used to have an issue. But obviously, I'm like 40 years old almost. So it's like things change, people change, things turn over. So it's like, eh. And I kind of swore off like banks for the longest time.
Yeah, me too. But like, if you go in there in the proper capacity, they can still be our friend. It's kind of like the treasury. You know, if you go
Oh,
in
I
there,
did though. Like when I talked to this woman on the phone from the brokerage that I put my trust in, she was awesome. She totally was level with me. She wasn't trying to like dominate me or talk, the T bills, our bills, whatever. Because I wanted to put in the trust or for her to deposit it, whatever. And then she was like, "These are bills. You just have to pay them." And I'm like, "Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you." Like I was just so mad.
well,
She
I
was supposed to
really
deposit
think that
that.
we're supposed to be. I think that we're supposed to be filing the UCCs on the bills because, like, I know
No.
everybody has seen that video going around TikTok where it's showing that, like, on I think it's like Treasury Direct,
Those are
dude's like,
appropriations from Congress. Those are T-bills. I've been reading about this for at least the last week. And I have all sorts of like acts from Congress and all shit like that. So they're issued to the corporations, but so the corporations can't take it, then they have to like, I don't know if they send it or Congress sends it, where we're supposed to put it as deposit, and they either set off or whatever. They balance whatever, put it in an account for us, credit, debit, whatever the fuck it is. Like my bill right now for like my electric company says that it's positive 1,000 something, right?
Well, you know what
But
to
I
do?
huh?
You know what I've come up with?
What?
Okay, so so first you do your UCC filing on that. You have to do the UCC filing. It's so fucking important on all of your bills and everything because that gives you the secured party interest to be able to collect off of these securities. Whenever you file the UCC and then you go back and you claim, you get to claim, you can file your, what is it, your UCC, I forget,
The
don't.
security interest though, it's not the face value. That's the interest that
No,
accrues
but
on the
listen,
account.
you do, hold on, I'm not done though. I've got a whole thing figured out here. I've got it all mapped. So you get a money order. I'm thinking I'm going to stick with a $21 money order every time, probably, just because that is backed by gold and silver. That is essentially 21 pieces of silver. I'm going to write in the memo line, I'm going to, put whatever bill or remittance coupon I'm attaching. I'm going to, in the memo, write that that's the bill that I'm going to be paying is, what, like I said, whatever bill I'm attaching to it. And then on the back, I am going to do my accepted for value. And I'm going
That
to,
right there though, we're supposed to just accept the things. But go ahead.
so you do your accepted for value. Well, you accept for value, but then you put on there, you put the stipulation that it gets deposited into your bank account. Therefore, anything that is generated off of that security is going to get deposited into your bank account. Then you go and you get a Form 6401 to monitor the funds coming back, like to monitor the money order to see where it's at in the process.
Did you open up a Wells Fargo account?
I didn't, I mean, if you do the post office account, you don't have to like go to Wells Fargo and open one up. You just have that trust account there that you get
Yeah,
access.
see, I tried that too, though. I went to the post office to deposit it, and the woman, she didn't know. She was
Oh
like,
no,
"Can you
you have
tell
to do it
me?"
online. So you go to Postal one exclamation like POSTALONE.
Okay. Because I had my account set up, but I there was like no way to deposit or put the bill in online. They said I called. They're like, "No, you have to open up or go to the branch." So
Well,
I opened up the account.
you have to get the Postal One account. You have to get everything set up. You have to get the permit. It's not as simple as just
I
going
have the
and getting.
permits.
Okay, you have to have like certain permits. So you might have all of them that you need. You might not. It's you have to have like 3 or 4 different kinds to do all of the different
Yeah, I
payments.
saw well, like there was like different names, and I went through each one, and I was like, okay, let me get one of those, one of those, one of those, one of those. I do things like scattered. So
Me too. But you do the Postal One. You get the Enterprise Payment System account. Whenever you get that account, there's already a Wells Fargo trust account there for you to take ownership of.
right, and I have that too. I have the numbers, but when I went to the post office, the woman was like, I don't know what to do with
Oh,
this.
you need to go. There's
I'm
a
like, should I go to a different branch maybe?
hold on. All that for that. Okay, sorry about that. Um, so you get the Enterprise Payment System account, and you have to get it like so. Within all of the manuals, you're gonna have to find the EPS mobile deposit setup process. I forget where I found it. Like I found it on the post office website within the that's what it's called is the EPS mobile deposit setup process.
Okay. I'll keep searching that because I was looking around for that. I'm like, it just keeps saying, put this number here. You can go into an office location or you can mobile deposit. I'm like, okay, well, I'm sucking this inside.
Well, you can always send like a defected negotiable instrument to your PO box through like they have different they had like the list of post office boxes that are payment processing boxes basically.
Mm-hmm.
And you can use those to do like quicker payments.
I'll have to look it up. But my whole point was through Wells Fargo, if you open up a separate account, so they give you the option as one of the services to track and trace anything other than, I guess, money that you put in there, like paper, any commercial paper, and everywhere where it goes, and like so you don't have to do the UCC filing, I guess. They had all of these options. I was like, this is wild. I don't know why I never opened an account anywhere like that before, but
Very.
thought that was
So,
pretty.
have you guys ever heard of boxing and what is it? Athletic clubs and boxing?
Mm-hmm.
Within, and I'm not talking about like, you know, boxing, fighting as in wrestling type stuff. That's not what
When I was reading through like the IRS different 501 classifications, I saw it listed there.
do what?
So like when you go through like the IRS and they have the different classifications of different nonprofits, one of them was like the athletic and buck, but it had nothing to do with like sports. I
Yeah,
don't.
I found it through the Secretary of State after I did my UCC filing. Well, no. I take that back. I found it in that post office forms book that one of my people's Aaron sent to me. It's pretty freaking cool. But it was talking about we need to create a contract with a brokerage to create the interest off the or to collect the interest off of the door tickets, which door tickets to me would be like bills of lading, basically, is what I see before they get on board, like to go to be shipped. But
What's
it
up,
was
Star?
about boxing. Do what?
How you doing, Star?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Congratulations on finding the gem.
I was just talking about you.
I just popped on and saw you were live, so I thought I'd sneak over and say hi.
Yeah, so I was in the book that you sent, I was learning about the boxing and the athletics clubs and how we need to create this contract with the athletic clubs to collect the door prizes, the
Right
interest for
on.
the door prizes, and just very interesting stuff.
Yeah, I thought you'd find it interesting. I hope it helped you out.
Oh yeah, I mean I still pick it up and go to it all the time. Obviously I can't just read one book straight through. Like that's not the way my brain works. But I pick it up often. It stays by me.
That's cool. That's great.
How have you been? How was your holiday?
It was wonderful. I'm in the middle. I've been a busy boy as well. I've took a little different route. I'm using the administrative process on American or on Amex. I'll use I'll abbreviate when I'm talking here. So yeah, I sent my I've just been busy holding them to the admin process under equity. I met up with a really cool guy that understands, substance over form when it comes to dealing with equity, and he's been very successful using the postal money order and a special deposit, tendered in good faith, of course. set up through an equitable commerce trust, expressed to the company, basically making them the trustee over the account and us as the beneficiary. And he's been having incredible success. So I'm like 5 out of 6 of his. I'm like, of course, this company is just giving me hell. They have for the last year, and I've sent in negotiable instrument after negotiable instrument, and I just keep getting the same stupid rejection letters, and I
Okay.
never.
Are you sending it in certified or registered?
Yes,
Are you
absolutely.
using a bubbly mailer?
That I was not using. I was
Are
using the.
you
Nope.
are you oh, there was a few more. You have to send it to the specific address. You have to use the bubble mailer. Did you file the UCC? Have you secured your secure party interest in the
In the account, no, I haven't. That was another thing that I did not do. So through his, through his method, we. So here's kind of what we did. We set up the trust, the Equitable Commerce Trust. I sent in the $21 money order with a special deposit. And of course, I got the letter back. They credited, so that created the contract, right? They tendered the $21 money order, but failed to apply the special deposit. So I started the admin process, default, breach of contract, and then, of course, testimony of fact or testimony of truth. And then we went notice of default. And then the last round I sent out yesterday was the final notice of default and the affidavit of fact. So I have 2 affidavits in that packet, and now we're waiting to see how they pivot. What was really interesting was on Tuesday, I looked at my account and the balance was 0. I got a message saying thank you for your payment, but it wasn't for the amount of the special deposit. And I went to my account and there was a drop down bar on my account on the web that was newly created. It was a new account from the Bank of Mellon, New York, ending in the last 4 of my social. So I'm like, I got it. They understood the assignment. They told the indenture trustee to create a trust account to tender the interest and dividends back to the principal. And I thought I was golden moving forward, where I would just have to click the drop down bar on the account, on the newly created account. I did not create this account, or I did not add this account because I don't have a bank account with New York. Well, I did not set up my account with the Bank of Mellon, New York, with the account numbers ending in 5741. What was interesting was when I clicked back through and looked at where the funds came from, it said that the funds had come from Bank of Mellon, New York on a web address. So there was a note on the account for me to call. So I called, and the account rep or the customer service rep said that they could not the payment was tendered. However, they needed to verify the new account that was added. And I said, well, you guys never made me verify any other accounts that I added on.
Did they make you do 2 small deposits? Oh, wait, you said you didn't add it. They did. The way they verify it is it's 2 small deposits under $1. But they must have done it for you if they added it.
They did. But then, so the service rep said, we need to call Bank of Mellon, New York to verify this account. And I said, okay, but chances are they're not going to find it because this is not a commercial account. It's a private trust account.
Right.
And unless you're talking to the trust department at Bank of New York Mellon, if we call, they're not going to have any idea what we're talking about. And they kept trying to get me to say that I created the account, that I somehow magically, the credit fairy came in and put these credits into my account. And I said, no, this has been handled through corporate. Please contact corporate and then have them settle this issue with you, because I had never needed to verify or validate any form of payment prior to today. And I said, so I feel like this is a little bit of discrimination. I've never been asked. I've made large payments using fiat to that account before, and they've never needed verification of, where the funds were coming from. So long story longer, I waited on Wednesday. On Thursday, they called me and they said, we could not verify or validate the payment. The funds are being removed from your account. So I screenshotted everything. They removed the drop-down bar from Bank of Mellon, New York with the account ending in the last four of my social, and they removed the funds. They said they returned the funds to the originator. And I said, well, who was the originator and who authorized you to remove those funds? You are simply I said, you're just a servicer. So you're servicing the account. And they said, well, we have to, for protection of our customers, verify where the funds are coming from. And if you can't verify I said, it is not my job to verify where the funds are coming from, because this is a back office. How did I say it? It's a back office process that they use with the indenture trustee. And I said, all they did was follow my instructions. So I'm not authorizing you to remove that account. And I have not authorized you to remove those funds. And so I on a recorded line, the gentleman that I spoke with said that the credits would stay in the account unless they were called back from whoever put them in there. Well, Bank of New York Mellon on a recorded line said, we have because they called the commercial division. They didn't call the trust department like I had requested. And the commercial division of Bank of New York Mellon could not verify my account. So they stole the credits back out of my account and reapplied the balance, removed the drop bar, and then essentially told me I owed this money. So I sent the final notice of dishonor affidavit of fact out yesterday. I'm not messing with these people anymore. My mentor said, we'll file all the paperwork that we've sent directly into federal court, and we'll go from there. So they've got now 9 days from yesterday to, fix their administrative error, or we're going to court.
In order to have an account with Bank of New York Mellon, you have to have 10 million in assets.
Sure.
Which that's not hard if any of us have even done minimal, because they count insurance policies. So we have our FDIC insurance on each one of our bank accounts, depending on how many we have, plus our car insurance, our life insurance, everything you can think of. So it's not hard to meet that, but
correct. For
all of us to have it under one thing is usually not the case.
Well, Star, the interesting thing was, so 5, I'm the 6th. The 5 that previously had their accounts, their payments tendered, accepted, and credited didn't have to go through any of the hell that I'm going through with Amex. And they've violated. There is just a laundry list of violations, and from misrepresentation, securities fraud. I'm actually going to get the SEC, the comptroller, and the Federal Trade Commission, the FTC involved because
FTC.
because they went in, created a security by that my application actually
Hey, Ron,
created.
Ron, I'm so sorry
Yo,
to interrupt you. I'm about to, it started snowing again. I'm gonna go play with my son. I just wanted to come on and say hello to everybody, and I saw V was in here. I wanted to say hi. I'll
Hey.
come back later. I don't mean to interrupt you. I'm so sorry. But I just
no,
wanted
that's
to say
cool.
hello to everybody and tell you guys that I'll come back here in a little bit after I play in the snow with Luke.
Have
And
fun.
I just saw V and I want to say
Fun.
hi. So I'll be back, guys. But sorry to interrupt you. Have a good night.
Have
I'll
fun.
be back. Bye.
Bye. Yeah. Um, so so that's where we're at. So the last five that he worked with, they had their payments tendered, accepted, and credits released, and they're able to use their account. You know, they're able to use their cards, no problem. But they've just been giving me hell. So I mean, the laundry list of shit that they've done is crazy. So we're gonna go. My mentor, he told me, he said, we're going to handle this through the administrative process. We've gone this far. He said we're 100% there. The administrative process is over. Now we have all our evidence of dishonor, not to mention all the evidence of securities fraud, um, theft. I mean, you
Yeah, I'm
name
like,
it.
possession's 9/10 of the law. The once that's in your account, just because you did, I could have had like a family member send some shit to you. If I asked for, like, they can't renege on that shit. It's there, it's
Yeah.
there.
Well, I told him, I said, have you seen A Wonderful Life? When that gentleman walks around and drops 10 grand into each person's mailbox, I said, so you're telling me if I take cash to the bank, place it into the bank, and then go to withdraw it, in order to receive those funds that I deposited into that bank account, you're going to need verification and validation of where that cash came from before you release my funds. And if I can't prove it, you're going to just steal them from me? And the phone got really, really quiet. And they said, we adhere to strict policies to protect our customer. They gave me the bullshit run. And I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I'm not talking anymore. I don't want to, this isn't going anywhere. You don't know what you're saying. I'm talking to lower level cogs in the machine that are just doing their job. So I didn't get hostile. I didn't even raise my voice. I just said, you know what, you guys do what you need to do on your end. I'm going to do what I need to do on my end, and we're fixing to get our paperwork in order to file this federal lawsuit, or um, submit our paperwork and file for summary judgment, because what are they going to rebut? They haven't,
Nothing. Nothing.
they can't do anything. So my hope is that when the paperwork lands, again, I sent it out yesterday, it should hit their desk. It'll probably hit their desk probably Monday, that they'll go back in, they'll reapply my credits, and that they'll set my account straight. If they don't, then we file for a motion for summary judgment and we go to court. And they have a lot of questions to answer, and they are accepting a lot of liability if we go to federal court for what they've done. Not only dishonoring this entire administrative process, but what they've just done. Oh, and they took those they they recredited, they backdated the return to the day that it was put in, not January 6th. So the credits hit my account on the 2nd. They pulled the credits back and told me that they returned them on the 2nd, the same day, which was a lie. They returned them on the 6th. Those credits had 3 days to clear, which they did. It was 3 business days. And it's just, it's been a very, and I've remained calm through the whole thing. I know that I'm a very spiritual man. I believe that Jesus is my savior and that God's in control. And I'm trying to act in honor and walk in good faith with clean hands and do everything above the bar in equity. And I'm comfortable and confident that we're going to get this done because they can't ignore equity. This was a consumer credit transaction, not a consumer credit loan, and they had no legal capacity, first off, to collect on the account, let alone make a decision for the company or for the trust company that actually handles the financial transactions. I don't get a bill from Bank of New York Mellon, the indenture trustee. I'm receiving one from American Express, and they don't even have a legal capacity to collect because they're just a servicer. So it's been very interesting, but I'm going to walk through the rest of this process because when I met my mentor, you were still going through the rest of your stuff. And so I decided, okay, I'm going to give this one more shot through the admin process. And if for one reason or another this doesn't work, I was going to reach out to you and say, hey, Star, please, you're kicking indoors and lighting things on fire right now. Could you help show me the way to through the Postal Service?
Of course, of course.
But that's where I'm at with my process, and I'm just so happy that I've been peeping in on your TikToks and seeing that. I mean, you've done what, almost 60 grand?
Yeah, just on the child support stuff. Yeah.
I mean, that's so amazing. It's so amazing, and that's a testament to your hard work and efforts and your bulldog mentality of just sticking with it, and that's what it takes. We cannot get rattled by these companies because that's exactly what they want us to do. They want us to quit. They want us to wear out and quit, and we just can't.
And we have to start suing them.
Absolutely, and
Did you do
absolutely, and
Did you do a
I've,
protest?
what's that?
Did you do a protest?
No, I did not. I didn't
Oh
do any
man, what
kind
are
of
you
protest.
doing?
Right.
Did you send it by mail, what you sent in?
Yes, I
I
absolutely
would
did.
invoke the post office.
So I sent it in. I sent it in registered with the PS
Oh, hell yeah.
3811 form.
I would be calling those inspector generals, whoever, like, invoke the post office. They
Yep.
have control over all that.
Right. Right. And that's why we did what we did with in sending registered mail, green card, receipt. That's everything.
Okay, so whenever you become the registered agent, that is like everything. So
So, Star, our the next thing that my mentor said we're going to do is we're going to file a UCC1 lien on not only the note but the account, and then that'll just. I have the QSIP number for the security for the pooling and servicing agreement. That my account's held in a Franklin Mutual Fund, and that account is like, I don't know. It was like close to 700 million. And I know that I can't use that QSIP number to lien the entire Franklin Mutual account, but I can through leaning my personal account with Amex. I can screw up their world big time.
right. Well, I think really all you're wanting though is just access to the securities.
Correct. That's all I've asked for.
Huh?
Yes, you're right.
So why not just figure out how to get access to them, which I mean, I know that's like the thing that everybody's been trying to do and nobody's been able to figure it out. But just hear me out here. I've been making some like huge big waves here the last few
Yeah.
weeks. That's why y'all haven't heard from me.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes we have to move in silence
Right.
when we get to that point where we're so deep, like oh, I love this chair, by the way, guys. Oh my god, I love this chair. I got an egg chair for Christmas. I got an egg chair and a printer for Christmas, and I'm loving it. And I got a Stanley cup.
Hey,
Okay,
can
let me
I
get to my notes.
cut in here quick? Starseed,
Yeah.
hello.
Hello.
You do me a favor.
Yeah.
Since you're not reading the goddamn chat, can you change the background so I can read the chat, please?
Oh yeah.
I
I was
appreciate it, love.
I was doing the dishes and kind of cleaning
Oh,
up.
you're
That's
doing the
why
dishes. Oh,
I wasn't seeing the chat because I was
okay.
cleaning up.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I
sorry.
didn't mean to be a pain.
No, it's okay. I'm sorry. I try to.
You're multitasking over there.
Yeah.
So, Ron, what's up? What's your story? What is this? Did you? I just came in. I didn't
It
get
sounds
the
like the
gist of
bank
the
has
story.
power of attorney over your account and fiduciary duty.
That's not gonna work.
Well,
That's kind of what it sounds like.
I have not changed that, but according to my mentor, it shouldn't make a difference because I expressed the trust, and he explained to me, he's like, in this situation, when you're going in an equity, it's not necessary to change power of attorney because by expressing the trust and making them trustee, expressing that through the trust, they have now a fiduciary obligation to perform.
Well, so this was credits that were transferred to a trust
So,
account,
yeah, so,
and
yeah,
was it
that's correct.
what bank?
Correct.
Was it a private bank or a public bank account?
It's it's an Amex account,
Well, I don't
and
know. I mean, this is what I heard. There's two. There's a private bank and a public bank.
correct. So Bank of New York Mellon, the drop down on my screen, they added an account. Somebody in either corporate or somebody in the office of from the office of executive principals, or somebody in that organization added a drop down, and in that drop down bar there was an account created through Bank of New York Mellon, and the account ended in the last four of my social security number. So I can, because it's a private trust account.
Some kind of conflict with your social.
No. Well, so the route that I'm going to take is I'm going to contact the SEC and let them know that not only was my two things occurred. Either theft of my credits occurred or identity theft took place.
Have you verified yourself at a local tax office?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Have you
Have you
identified or
verified yourself?
verified yourself at a local tax office?
No, I haven't.
Because you know there was a breach.
Mm-hmm. They made me
Supposedly,
do
I don't
that
know how
too.
true it is, but just to be on the safe side, there was some sort of social security number breach.
Like
Correct.
everybody's social got leaked.
Okay. Yeah.
So I would go to a tax office to take your ID or whatever to verify yourself, just as a security precaution.
Yeah,
Okay.
I had to do that when I did it after I filed my taxes. I had to walk in and they're like, "Oh yeah, you got verified when you walked in from your IP address on your phone." I'm like, "Well, that's kind of weird, but okay."
Sure.
So, so do you have a trustee with your trust? I'm assuming you do.
Yes, of course.
Okay. And the trustee transferred your credits in the right way. I mean, I don't know how it
Well,
works. I just
so so the Equitable Commerce Trust that was set up for my benefit, um, basically, I sent my $21 money order and special deposit
uh,
with instructions to Amex. Okay.
yeah.
Um, the on the 2nd of January, the credits were tendered to my account, and I could only assume or presume that those credits were applied from the special deposit as instructed. I instructed them to do that. That's what they did. The balance was set to 0, but I had no access to my card yet. And when I called and said, "Hey, I've got a 0 balance on my account, but I don't have access to any of my credits." They said, "That's because we have to verify and validate the account."
So maybe have you talked to the IRS about if they froze it?
No,
Oh,
no, the IRS did not freeze it. It was
okay.
American
It's
Express
just
that froze it.
an idea.
Right, right.
Okay.
American Express actually froze the account. And
So
then
what did they express? What red flagged you?
correct. They red flagged the account because they had to validate and verify that I set up the account.
Did you ever send in a W-8 or W-9 to them? Because I found that that's what I've had to do with like a few of these companies.
Oh,
Like before I do any business with them,
it's your
that has to
signature
be issued.
card. Did you update your signature card?
No, I did not.
I've heard that you should have updated your signature card.
Okay.
Sounds like
Check
it's got lots of things. You got lots of things that you're
into
supposed
that.
to do.
Right.
I think it might have been your.
I'm operating under the thought of if it's not broke, don't fix it. And the mentor that I'm working with
Time,
is
I think.
the mentor that I'm working with has been he's 5 for 5 with Amex
Okay.
in getting remedy, meaning the account is balances. They did
Well,
exactly.
what's his thoughts on it? Did you ask him?
Yes, of course, and
What is?
he's confident. So
No,
the
but I
last
mean, what did he say on the situation? Why? What happened? Does he know?
oh he does he hadn't experienced that
Right.
situation before, so he laughed, and I'm actually I'm working with a he's not a bar registered attorney. He went through law school and decided not to take the bar. This was in 2021 after he figured out how much shenanigans were going on with the corporations. He woke up and now he defends people, or he defends his clients as an attorney in fact, not an attorney in law. So he told me that everything that they've done, they've created a huge problem for themselves through their malfeasance, and the liability is just. Uh, he can't believe what they've done, and I've got all the paperwork. I've got all the, um, you know, I've printed everything off. I've got all the evidence. So my next move is, again, if it's not broke, don't fix it. I'm going to go through the final steps of this administrative process and then filing the paperwork, all my stuff into federal court, ask for summary judgment because there's 2 affidavit of facts in there, a testimony of truth. I mean, I've got everything.
Have
And
you talked to the bank manager?
no, I'm not talking. Corporations can't speak, and I'm not going to speak to them anymore on the phone
I
either.
hear you on that, but I
I'm
mean,
not doing it because all you can do, anything the anything you say or do can be used against you in the court of law, and all they try and do is trip you up when they talk to you on the phone. So I'm not going to give them any ammunition. I'm going to speak through my writing and let the chips fall where they may. Any court administrator is going to see that I've properly presented my documentation. I mean, I have affidavits of fact, testimony,
Did you
affidavit
send
of
them a
truth.
notice of liability?
Yes, they have a notice of liability as well. So they know everything's laid out through the administrative process as to what we're going to do, how we're going to move, and what we expect them to do. Now it's up to them to cure.
So, God, I'm just curious, what credits were these? Your state EIN or?
No, they were credits from a special deposit, $21 money order
Oh, that was it? Just a $21 money order?
with a special deposit and notice
Gave
of
you
instruction.
how much credits? How much money?
It was a lot.
700 million?
No,
Oh,
no,
I thought that's what you said.
no.
Okay. All right. Just curious. So
It was
basically,
over 25,000.
huh?
It was over 25,000.
All right. So 21 silver coins on a special deposit. Okay. All right. Cool. Oh. So
But
how you doing, Starseed? You over there looking like you?
I'm good. I got my chair. I got this
Looks
whole
looks like a
vibe here.
comfortable chair.
It's super comfy. I got like my
It's one of
you
those
know
swinging things, huh?
yeah.
It
Got all my
swings.
books right behind me.
Oh, okay.
I got it set up like I got my computer and all of my.
Cozy. All right. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Ron. I was just. Oh, I was wondering if you had a good experience with one of the processes or whatnot.
well, I'm 99, or I would say I'm 90% through this process, through the admin process, and the next step is litigation, federal court, and that's it. I mean, I've been quiet on these lives for the past month and a half, just handling my business and doing my thing, and um, it's been taxing, but it's been refreshing as well. Just learning how to move and pivot with these people, and they're not there to help you. They're there to keep you in bondage and keep you in debt and to steal your securities. These corporations are not there to help you. So
I think we've got the wrong idea of the entire system. I think that we've had the wrong angle the entire time. I don't think that we've been seeing it through the proper lenses, because the more I'm learning, like everything I thought I knew, after learning all of this stuff and doing all of these things, like I thought I had a really good grasp on what the world was, and come to find out I had no fucking clue. And I mean, things are just not what we think. That the world is just not what it appears.
no, we have to relearn everything. And if
It's
you're not if you're not awake to what's going on, you're lost.
It's
And
backwards.
everything is
Backwards.
everything's backwards.
Right. As above, so below. The map is upside down.
it's beyond backwards though, because it's like I'm having a hard time wrapping my whole brain around like the whole concept of what everything is, because I just can't. I guess I've been stuck at this whole boxing and the so we've got sporting events and we've got boxing and we've got brokerage and we've got game
Banking.
tickets.
You got securities.
Yeah, that part I understand. The securities is just the mailing. The securities is that's what everything is backed and created off of is the mail. That's why the post office is the foundation of everything because it is what generates and creates everything. The treasury and the post office are like directly connected, and that's why most of your money orders are postal money orders because the treasury has I guess they have a deal with the post office, or not just the post office, but money orders get reimbursed by the treasury. Um, and
Your hair is so pretty, by the way.
thanks. It's a little wild. I just got out of the shower a little while
Wild
ago.
is good.
I'm trying to
Oh,
figure
hey,
out.
I got a little. I don't know if it went. Hey, let me ask you. I don't mean to cut you off, Don or Ron. Um, can they throw away mail? And
Um, they
if
can.
it's
So they don't throw it away. What they do is they send it to the dead mail.
all the dead mail. Oh,
And what happens is the only way that you can retrieve your mail from the dead mail is you have to know what date it was sent on, what address it was sent to, what name it was sent to.
well, I sent it and I dropped it on the inside drop box in the drop. The hole in the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it didn't have any postage on it, but I did put franked mail on in the corner there, upside down. And I kind of figured this was on a Thursday or Friday. No, Friday, last Friday, and I expected to be returned on Monday, the following Monday, and nothing went. Nothing came back because I had my return address on it. If something is not properly paid for postage, they usually return it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just wondering if there was a possibility they threw it away or put it in a funny mail, like you said.
I bet they. So until we learn that we need to change the address of our securities as well, like so whenever we were all learning that we needed to change our address through the 8812, I believe, or 8824 or whatever. I'm horrible with forms. When we
Oh,
were
these
learning
numbers
how we
are
needed to
right?
change our address, we need to change our address to the securities as well. So the fiscal services form, you have to do that one as well to change the address on the securities and the mailing address for the notifications.
Yeah, it's all about the your location.
Well, it's all about
Well, your location is your address, right?
no. It's so whenever you there's steps before that though. You have to become the registered agent. I mean, not saying that you have to do this, but to get the best possible outcome, um, you become the registered agent first because then it becomes a federal, like you're moving jurisdictions whenever you become a registered agent for the post office. It's under like the rural route deliveries or
Rural
something.
route, yeah. What was that, Kels? You said they don't return it all the time. Yours was disposed of. It said on the certified mail tracking. Hmm. So if
Star,
it's
hey
certified,
Star,
Mm-hmm.
have you had any of your money orders returned to you?
I haven't.
Listen to this. So,
I mean, like you're talking about like because they didn't go through.
no, because they decided not to accept them and just
Oh,
send them back.
no, I haven't had that yet.
So I actually have a good friend of mine is sent in. He was he's being foreclosed on, and so he set up his Equitable Commerce Trust and tendered he received his payoff from his mortgage servicer. So he tendered the account with a $21 money order and attached the special deposit as the allonge. And they actually sent him back his $21 money order and the allonge with a letter that says, "We do not accept your offer." I started laughing. I'm like, that's I'm like, that's a dishonored payment, brother. You're fine. I cannot believe that they didn't. That's lawful money. That $21 money order. They just sent it back to him in the mail and said, "We don't accept."
What?
Yeah. So that's going to get. So he's going to court for that as well. That's refusal of payment.
Wait a minute now.
Well, then you need to do a protest. Y'all are missing like the foundational things that you have to do. They're gonna laugh at you guys if you go in there and you don't do certain things. Like they're just gonna laugh at you, and that's what I'm saying by we have the system completely backwards. We're not okay. So that's why they're laughing at us and they're not taking us seriously because we think we know what we're talking about. When in reality, like we're not playing the game right. That's why they're not honoring it because we're not playing it right.
So you're saying send them a notary protest
You have
immediately?
to have somebody who's a notary do a
Correct.
presentment, like the protest or whatever. Yes, because anytime your negotiable instrument gets dishonored, you have to do the protest, and that's how you fight it legally. Going in there and getting mad because they refused it is just going to make them like call you crazy and a sovereign and have you looking Looney Tunes.
Okay.
You have to do it like there's certain steps that we've been missing. Just like that UCC. I can't stress to you guys how important that UCC filing is. Like I can't stress it enough.
I'm interested about her mail that was disposed of, and it was certified mail. They disposed of it. I wonder why. Like, I don't know.
And yes, I did do the non-UCC, the decedent estate. There's a bunch of different ways to do it, but the UCC is so important to get that claim in. How many times?
That's why I want to do my non-decedent letter. I haven't had a chance to do it yet.
That's one of those super important things too.
I know you do it with the IRS, right? And then
I sent it to everybody.
Oh, you sent it to the your postal service?
Yeah.
Or-
I sent it to the Social Security Administration. I sent it to I sent it to the Coast Guard.
How many people did you send it to? If I can ask.
Huh?
How many different people did you send it to?
I probably sent it to at least 15 different people.
15?
Hell yeah.
Everyone with an account, right? Everyone.
I did like the Attorney General, the Secretary of State,
Right.
the Postmaster General, the Coast Guard, the
Coast Guard.
Yeah. If you're lost to sea, who's coming to get your ass?
That's okay. I like that idea. Yeah. They got to make sure you're alive.
But then, okay, here's the thing though. So they actually called me. So I was looking for the abstract to title. I had sent in a request, and so they called me about it. And okay, so when they first called, I was like, oh my God, they're calling me because I said I was alive and I'm not lost at sea. Or that I sent them an SOS and asked for
I think I've heard that before.
And I'm like, oh shit, they're calling me about that. And like in my brain leading up to this, I always imagined that like if the Coast Guard ever got involved, like I was like out in the sea, like, floating around.
Yeah.
And they come up with their little buoy and they throw it out in the water and they save me. Like that's how in my brain it always worked until then. Like I'm on the phone with them. I'm like, what do I say? Like, how does this go? What if I'm not really like drowning here? So anyways, they were They were
Drowning
calling,
in debt.
they were calling for the abstract of title, and she was like, "So there's no boat?" And I was like, "Well, I mean, like, I go in the water and I float. I'm a vessel." She's like, "No, ma'am, that's not what we're talking about here." I was like, "Oh, then I guess not, because that's all I got."
So they were taking a distress signal SOS.
Well, no, that was there was two separate things. I thought they were calling me over
Oh,
the
okay.
SOS that I had sent them, but they were calling because I had asked for the abstracted title or whatever
Title.
for my vessel. Like, I need to know.
Right, right. I hear you.
And it really, I promise you guys, in my head, I saw
It
them
made
sending
sense
me
to
the
you.
buoy, and like that's how that went. So I was so caught off guard whenever that's not actually how that was going to go. And then whenever they told me that my body wasn't like a vessel, I was like, I don't know. I think you're wrong, but what do I know?
Well, I'm pretty sure they don't. They're not coming from your point of view.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure most people don't come from my point of view. I've kind of got a kooky way of viewing things. But like I'm telling y'all, whenever my dad today, I showed him the medallion stamp that I got today, and he's very standoffish. He thinks I'm crazy. It'd probably be easier for him if I was crazy. Because he works at the post office, so I'm always telling him these kooky ass things about the post office, and he's like, Elena, that doesn't happen. He's like, I work with these guys. They're dumbasses.
Oh, he works at the post office?
Yeah, but he works.
Seems like he would have more of an understanding then.
Yeah, right. He actually, because I think it like threatens his soul or something because he's been there for like 25 years.
Does he know about the Universal Post Office or Union?
I mean, he's in the union, but I think it's a different thing. But I think that it kind of just like it bothers him that what he thought was his life this whole time is like not what it is.
Not what he thought. So you enlightened him, and then now he's resistant.
Right.
Oh.
He's not like he doesn't give me y'all. I promise you, I get less help because he works at the post office. He would help me more if he didn't work there and he had to go out of his way to go by there to help me out.
Well, imagine like working a job your entire life, thinking that you're doing something that you're helping people.
Right.
Like my uncle's an accountant, and I can't even go there. We can't even have a cordial discussion about this without him saying, so you think, you think everything's free. I said, no, nothing's free. When we issue a security, what do we get in return for that security? Nothing. They give us nothing. They give us an account. So we're going to go tender an application for a security, and they're going to hand us an account and then our credits, and then tell us we have to pay our credits back. Like,
yeah, you're going to pay me out of my money and then tell me I owe you more money?
correct. And I said, in what world is it okay to enter into a contract without consideration on both sides? If I'm giving you a security, what are you giving me in exchange? What did I receive in exchange for that security?
A headache. Fibs. Lies.
Right. So if I go get a credit card and I have a credit limit of $30,000, if that's what they call it, if I get 30,000 credits in exchange for that security, are those not my credits for my benefit? That's the bottom line. Like, that's called consideration. But what they do is you tender that security, give up your rights through their legal contract, which isn't a contract at all. It's a security instrument that you've signed. A contract has two signatures. On an application, there's only one signature. But theoretically, you flip that application over once you, once you demand it, and it says pay to the order of. What's going on here? That application isn't money? Of course it's money. It's just crazy to me how they've got us twisted up. Here, give me your good faith. Give me your signature. Give me your security, and we're going to give you an account that you can pay into. Thanks. That's how it works. That's how they want you to believe it works.
Well, here's the thing. Whenever we figure out that that's not how it works, because that's where we're at now, instead of being pissed off that that's how they've that's where we've been stuck at for so long, let's just celebrate the fact that we figured out that that's not how it works anymore, and enjoy this good shit coming. Because, whenever I was talking to my cousin a little bit ago, she was down here hanging out with me, and she doesn't know a lot of this stuff. She was very intelligent in school and stuff, but she just didn't know this kind of stuff. And she was like, I was like, seriously, we'll be able to help so many people, all the memos and the pepals and the, all of these homeless people and all of the stuff. And she was just like, that's so amazing. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not, the craziest part is I'm not just blowing smoke up your ass. I'm being dead serious. I'm not making that up. That's what we're going to do. And it's just beautiful that that's really a possibility. That's what we're doing this year.
Right.
There will be land broke, and shit will be getting started being built, and things will be in the process of actually fucking happening.
Do you still keep in touch with Gray Man or any of that group?
Yeah, I was actually talking to Gray Man earlier tonight.
Okay. I wish he'd jump on here and update us on his crazy endeavors.
I just sent him a message, so maybe he'll hop on.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I told Big Wayne I was hopping on too. I love talking to Big Wayne. I don't get to talk to him nearly enough. I do still keep up with him as well, though. He's just a lot busier.
I can't tell you how many times I listened to those lives over and over and over and over. They're just fascinating how he deals with credits.
Yes.
I mean, holy shit.
Not Great Man. Big Wayne, he was the only one whenever I was dealing with all that stuff, having court so quickly. He's the only one. I mean, I listen to everyone, but I actually, hung on to what Big Wayne said.
What was I gonna ask you? It'll come back to me.
Yeah, it usually does. See if I can get Lee in here.
Have you filed A's and B's and C's and all the fun ones yet?
No.
You don't even play with that?
No. Well, what I did do is I sent in to the Treasury. This was I guess about a month or two back now. I sent in alongside whenever I went and looked at that house. I went and looked at this house, and the people that were showing it, they actually gave me everything you would need to give to the Treasury to try to purchase the house through them. So I sent all of that paperwork in that had like every detail. It was like 6 pages long worth of information about this house. I sent that in. I sent in the transcript off the IRS website, the barter and broker one.
Yep.
So I had a bunch of different companies with different company EINs and QSIPs in there. So I didn't feel like filling out the 8949 and dealing with all that. So I had already made the IRS the fiduciary and gave them power, like limited power of attorney. So I sent them all of that stuff along with our bonds. And anyways, they've sent me 2 letters back now last week. Both of them let me know that they needed another additional 60 days to work through the case. And additionally, that FEMA had declared a state of emergency, and I was automatically included in the assistance. Hold on, because FEMA done said, "Bitch, you are a hot mess. It's a disaster. You're a disaster right now, girl."
How haven't the black cars showed up and forced your little mouth into an NDA yet?
I don't know.
That's the $1 million question. That's why I need to get with you before that happens.
And to my understanding, even after that happens, you can still talk. You just
Yeah,
can't talk out loud.
Right.
What was I looking for? Oh, we're emergency. That's what it was. I was cracking up. I'm like, they did not. They really did say I'm a hot fucking mess. I guess it's true, but how rude.
Right.
But what kind of benefits is attached to this? Because I'm thinking FEMA, I'm thinking disaster, I'm thinking I need relief.
That's right.
State of emergency.
You bet.
Okay, hold on. Okay, let me show you all this thing. So I got a certificate of heritage. My aunt for Christmas, she had 3 family Bibles and then this family heritage book. I mean, that's not super cool. It reminds me of like a certificate of trust.
That's great. The Bible's the first trust indenture.
And then on the back of it, it's got like where you can transfer it. And this is my mom's dad. So this is like the last name that's on the birth certificate. Because my mom was 16 when she had me. My parents weren't married, so the Pettyjohns is the one that is on my birth certificate.
That's so cool.
Let me see. Here's that book.
Wow.
Oh, and like in it, a bunch of my family had like rural route delivery boxes, which I found to be interesting because I mean, I know back in the day everybody didn't have the luxury of having the mail delivered to their house, but the rural indicates that they were like a part of a private mailing system.
Wow. Hey, Star, I was going to ask you, through your postal process, are you able to set off or take care of any of your family members' stuff?
As far as like
Just any alleged bills.
anybody that you put on the account, you can. So what we weren't doing right, you've got to do the UCC filing. I just can't even say it enough. And then what I was telling you guys about the post office money order. There's Gray Man. Your Tickles was wanting you in here, bro.
What's up?
What's
Man,
Just chilling.
Yeah, somebody was like, "Hey, do you ever talk to any of them anymore?"
Yeah, we're here.
So
Gray, I was listening to you on when you were with Star and Big Wayne and that whole crew a couple months ago. Were you able to draw down all those credits that you had sitting in Vegas?
No, I haven't. I haven't got. They're still sending me the 60 days, which is they're trying to figure it out. But I kind of yelled at one of the agents because I told them, "Hey, how long does it take to look at 7 sheets of fucking paper? You know what I mean? Figure out
Right.
math." And I said, by law, you got to tell me what's going on with it so I can either fix it or send it through because interest is building right now. I think it. I don't know what the interest rate, like 6 or 7%, which is a
Oh,
lot. But I think I'm just gonna do a refile and then do a 1040 and then do on the very top put amended in pen and then do the 2Bs that I did and the miscellaneous and do the 24% withholding, so it adds a little bit to the total, I guess, and
sure.
brings down the amount more. Where it's I guess it's what's the word? Palatable to the IRS because they don't want you pulling down all that stuff. I don't think all at once. On a 1041 you can, but a 1040 is kind of hard. There's a lot of computers it's got to go through.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna send you that email. I'm working on it right now, and then
Take
Microsoft.
your time.
You
No
should be able to
worries.
get through the Microsoft.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna get the software. I'll put it on. I was just gonna
Yeah.
wipe the Mac clean and just put Linux or something on there and then run Windows.
I'm trying right now. If I could figure out how to,
I
if I
can
was
hear
just
you
to list,
fucking hammering on those keys. What are you like heel kicking them or what?
no, my keyboard is not working right. But if I could figure out how to get this information properly, like from one Excel spreadsheet to the one that I need it to go to, we're all smooth. I'm telling you guys. Like I just am not very.
Oh, I know what you're saying. You got one Excel sheet that you got to pull like columns or cells down to the other one so you can make it complete.
Yeah, and I'm just not very good at this stuff. But guys, I don't know if y'all have used these before, but these collect on delivery, we should definitely be utilizing them more. Because if we're insuring what we're mailing and then we're using these collect on delivery forms as well, I mean,
PS
it's
One
insured.
16. Have you got your pops to give any more any kind of sauce at all, or doesn't talk to you too
Oh
much about that?
no. He's not going to. He's not he's like I was just explaining a minute ago, like that's like him admitting that everything that he thought he knew is wrong. Like
Well, with a
everything that
couple
he
glasses of whiskey and maybe a cigar, he'll probably like kick back and tell you maybe, and maybe that's a
no,
bad
I
idea.
mean he drinks all the time and that's not
Oh,
gonna
that
work.
ain't gonna work. A glass of milk, then forget it.
Yeah, seriously. Warm cookies.
Yeah. Oh, is that the chair?
Yes.
Holy
I
shit!
love it.
Fucking
Like
1970s ET right there. Fucking
yes.
movie set
And then
stuff.
I've
That's
even got
cool.
like a little
Oh, nice. How
and
many
then
times you
right here
spun
is
around?
basically my study.
How many times have you spun around on that thing today?
Not only like twice.
Okay. You're no fun. Do it again.
Trying to keep it together.
I'm just
Well,
kidding.
it's too close. Like the way that my room
Oh yeah,
is,
yeah. Take your knees
like
off.
my bed's right here,
Oh, I gotcha.
and there's just not a lot of room.
No, not really.
I'm surprised that I was able to actually make it So I've got in front of me is my desk, and then I've got my whiteboard, and I've got this thing here.
Nice. So
Star,
what?
oh, I'm sorry, Greg. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, how the hell do you get to use your video on here? It does not allow you to do it. I have to have like more fucking followers, or what's up with that? Because every time I go, it's audio only.
I don't know, maybe because you don't go live enough.
I've never gone live. I mean,
I
I've
don't
gone
know.
with
Your
you guys.
stuff's weird because, like, remember that day you sent me the picture, and I'm like, yeah, that's totally not on your fucking. That's not on your page. Like,
Well, hence the word gray.
yeah, it's
Star,
fine.
are you using your postal process to take care of your everyday bills, your credit cards? Um, you
I
know,
am working on it, so I'm just now getting into a process that I'm comfortable with.
okay,
Like I said, that's why I kind of like went super silent there for a minute because I wasn't comfortable with any of these processes that I was doing, especially not enough to be like sharing any information.
right. Well, I'm gonna keep you up to date. I'm gonna keep you up to date on mine. Let you know where I'm at. Again, I'm 90% through the admin process. Well, I'm 100% through the admin process. The last step is federal court, and I'll let you know exactly how it turns out. And if
So
it's
you're going to do the UCC filing,
yes,
correct?
I am gonna file the UCC. We are gonna put a lien on that bitch, and we're
And
gonna
a protest. You have to.
yes,
You have to.
the
If you're going to
notary
be doing it,
protest. I'm doing that tomorrow. I'm
if
gonna
you're going to be
bundle.
doing these negotiable instruments, they're gonna like it's part of the game, guys. If you start reading more into it, like the protest, they actually count up how many you do and how many you get. It's all part of this game. Like whenever I
So
tell you guys, you don't even comprehend the game that they're playing yet, and that's why
so
they're laughing. Still.
when you're talking about the notary protest, would I take all my documents, everything that I've sent those bastards, have the notary protest done, and then send that in with the entire file?
So the protest is only on the negotiable instrument.
Got you. Okay.
So you only want to bring your proof of mailing the security, or it's only on that negotiable instrument though. It's not on everything. Like it's not for everything you've sent them. It's just whenever they ignore the negotiable instrument.
Okay. Man, I would think that sending that registered with the 3811 form, I mean,
And it will. It'll give
ah,
you. You'll be able to go back and win.
okay. All right, I'll do a notary protest on that negotiable instrument and send that shit off tomorrow too. It's not going to hurt
How
at
many
all.
people have gotten where you are, and they're like, oh well, shit, they don't care. Like they're not going to do anything anyways,
Oh fuck
right?
no.
So then they stop because they don't know what the next step is. So
No,
why else wouldn't they make you do the protest and continue out the process? Because I mean, for so long they've gotten away with it.
absolutely. And that's when I decided to go through this admin process with my mentor. We're not. This is like it's full throttle. I mean, I've been on it, and it's not. It's a month, maybe a month and a half process. Truly, I mean, I'm giving them 10 days. You can give them 3. You can give them 7. You can give them 14. You can give them whatever the hell you want to give them. But we settled on 10. That's my number. That's what I want to. I want to give them time to get the documents, review them, and then dishonor them or credit the damn account.
Well, you got to change the eyes that you're looking at it in. You've got to step back and understand what you're doing. Like I'm not saying that you don't because you're definitely very knowledgeable. Please don't take this like I'm
Sure,
like saying
no, I
you
get
know
you.
what you're doing because I'm in the same boat right now. This is what I'm doing. We have to step back because the narrative that's been spun that we've kind of all been led to believe over the last year or two which it's not wrong, but it's not right. Is it on a sub live? Hold on. It shouldn't be.
Hey,
Hold
Star,
on. I gotta.
can you get James in? He's been trying to get in.
Yeah. Did he send a request?
I don't know if he's been.
You're a mod. Do your modly duties. Okay. There we go. Is it on sub only though? Because I don't want that. I didn't do that, guys. If it is doing that, I apologize.
No, it's not. I don't think so.
Okay. I just saw that comment. I just wanted to make sure.
Because I need plug-in. Are you on a computer or you're on a mobile device, James?
I think he's
He's probably on a computer or something.
Hey, Star.
Yeah.
Hey, could you explain to me those red labels, the stickers?
The registered labels.
Yeah.
So they are essentially what I use them for is I use them to register the important documents that I'm sending. Like, so if I'm sending like, I don't know, a negotiable instrument, I put the registered sticker actually on the instrument, because that's registering the instrument itself instead of just the envelope that you're sending it in. And but a lot of people are like not wanting the other ones that don't have the barcode on them because they think that they're no good. But we just have to get meters. We need to get postage meters, and you get the printer, like the one I've got over here, that does the intelligent mail barcode, and then the other registered mail stickers are just as good. You just have to go through the rest of the process. But if you're planning on doing the post office thing, it's kind of like an all or nothing kind of thing. It's not, you don't halfway do the post office. It's pretty hard to do that.
So in doing the post office, would we not register our trust anywhere except for the post office?
So whenever you take access of the or control of that Wells Fargo trust account, you would then set everything up through that trust account. The only trusts that are like actually worth anything to us are the ones that we didn't create. So while we're all out here creating our own trust, they're worthless essentially because, or they're only worth what we put into them.
They're not funded.
Right.
You can also make copies of the registered mail sticker, a bunch of them, and put them on all the documents. If you're going to mail them to yourself, that way you have that whole case or that whole bundle of files with the same registered mail number, so they're all kind of
I
documented.
got some stamps there yesterday, and I asked her about those registered mail because I have some envelopes that say registered mail, and they guard everything, like they're security guards. They don't want to give you anything, and they ask you like, "Why do you need this?" And she told me it's for like high value items, like you're sending gold, an expensive piece of jewelry, or some expensive item.
Documents can be considered high value.
That's what I said.
And that's
Documents are the securities. That's the contracts are the money, like, or not the money, but the credit.
My post office will give me a roll of those things.
Yeah,
Well,
they
it's
just cut them off like
Postmaster.
licorice at the back counter.
You get them postmaster to postmaster. That's where your relationship with your postmaster comes into play. You're gonna have to build a postmaster to postmaster relationship with one of these postmasters around here at one of the brick and mortar posts. You're gonna have to if you want to do this process. And as I was saying just a minute ago, there is no halfway doing the post office process. You either do the post office process or you don't. Like, yes, you can do your mailings and stuff like a certain way, but if you are actually following any part of the post office process, you I mean, it's pointless if you don't complete the process.
Those supplies that the post office get, whether it's certified or registered, does not come out of their budget. So they're holding it like it's gold, and they shouldn't be.
And those don't even cost. That's not even where the money is at. Like, okay,
Thank you.
it's
You're
the money
right.
is with your signature or the document that you put it on. The what you give it the value. It always, just like the form 3811, the return receipts, these things.
But anything that needs to be signed for or handed over, he said it's pointless.
These are fucking so valuable. Okay, but these forms themselves are I order them by the hundreds.
And
I
you can write the certified or registered number on that form and
yes, or
use
you
the
take
sticker and use that sticker. So the one
That's
right
what I
there,
did.
you can write that number on there if you so choose, and put that number from the register on your document and
So what
write.
I've been doing, this has helped me because y'all know I have the worst time at being organized. We all know Elena is not organized. So this thing here has been like the biggest help to me. So whenever I mail something out, I know we're supposed to use the ledger, but this is my ledger. I'm still keeping a ledger, therefore it counts.
Anything can be used. It doesn't have to be the postal ledger. As
So
long as you come back, you
Yeah,
got something to show forth. It could be a
exactly.
freaking diary.
So I've
you're
been putting
correct there,
like
man.
the registered mail number, the certified mail number, what I'm sending, the date, where I'm sending it to. And I put a copy of this in with the mailing. That way they've got a copy and I've got a copy. If I'm paying a bill, I put the amount of the bill that I'm paying, and then down here at the bottom, the total left due is 0 or whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
That's a pretty cool little approach. I like that.
and I've been using these. I was telling you about these, Gray.
Is that the gift card thingies?
Yes.
Oh, where the fudge? No, I'm gonna cuss on here. Where did the hell did you get those things?
I don't even remember. Like I said, my husband bought them somewhere, and I was like, we don't fucking need those. I think we almost probably got into a fight over these things, honestly, because I'm like, why are we spending $1 on those when what are you going to do with them? What do you
Those
need?
are probably Office Depot or something. Look, can I see them one more time, please? Are they? What's the name of the brand on the front? Okay.
These are. It says Adams.
Yeah, Adams is a big ass brand. I cussed again. Sorry.
You're good. I cuss in here all the time.
You can get those
Yeah, I
right
know.
on Amazon.
I do have a firm book as well, and I have AI that takes all of the information that I feed it and it puts everything into the firm book. However, for me, for my sanity, in order to get to that position, we're going to use this book because it actually keeps everything organized. I do know you have to use the firm book in order to get your refunds and to show your ledger, which is like your banking statement. I know all of that. I'm not saying you don't have to have it, but you can use whatever firm book you want because they don't even give out the firm book most of the time. It's your ledger
Printed.
things.
Yeah, you just print the PDF.
But
Correct.
you can create your own as long as you're keeping a record of it. As long as you have detailed records. And then
Yeah, what I do is I take the registered mail. Let me see. Oh, nice. God damn, you got I cussed again. You got like eight lines there, 10 lines there.
Yeah. And then
So
I've
I,
got
I
my
Yeah,
LLC.
that'll work.
yeah.
That's the official FU seal right there.
Yep. And then I got my notary
That's
one.
I don't think anybody knows me, Starseed, except for
What's
you.
up, Brunswick?
Gray probably does.
Who?
Gray man.
I don't know if he knows I was a retired postmaster or not.
I think so.
He's heard of you if he doesn't know you.
Okay, fair
Were you in
enough.
a couple lives before?
Yeah, in the past, I think we might have met. Yeah, it's
I
been a
think
while.
I think I asked you a question. Is he in our group, Star?
Yeah, well, I think so, but that was Lee's postmaster. Remember when Lee?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
not
Yeah,
her postmaster, but you know what I mean. Like,
yeah. Well, nice to meet you, Brunswick.
You too, thank you. So that's why I kind of charmed in. there
Don't
a
be
few
afraid to
times.
spill. Yeah,
Oh man, now I'm
don't be
craving
afraid to
like
spill all the beans.
I think Rayman, you asked me if you put a stamp on the back of your driver's license, does that make you a postmaster? Didn't you?
I think were you with somebody else on the live?
Yeah. Somebody asked that question.
That
And
was yeah, that was me. I
okay,
think.
so what that does is you're kind of saying I'm mailing myself. You're not really a postmaster. You're just kind of trying to say I'm mailing myself because you didn't
Right.
take the oath of office. You didn't sign the paperwork, you know, saying that you work for the post office or that you're a postmaster, right? Because to be a real postal employee or postmaster, you have to take the oath of office, right?
Yeah.
So you're just like, I'm the Pony Express delivering myself, is what he's saying, to try to get yourself out of the ticket. Hey, I'm delivering myself. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen him do the I think the red passport too, I think it is, the Twick or whatever it
The
is.
registered agent. You want
Does
to
that
be a
work?
registered agent.
I don't
Does
think
it
it
work?
would. I don't think
I
it
don't
would
know.
work with. I don't think it's going to work because the cop's going to kind of probably laugh and say, "Yeah, right." You
Yeah,
know.
if the cop had a real oath, like they don't, most of them don't anymore. You're not really in there. That's a business, and you're not even acting like original cops. If they were, they'd probably leave you alone. But they're more of a Gestapo type thing set up now.
Well, yeah, and postal employees have IDs, right? So they would
Right.
just show their postal, "Hey, I'm delivering some mail," and they would show the
Yeah.
ID.
Don't make me call the the
Yeah,
our
postal
special
inspector.
forces and
Don't let
postal.
me call.
Yeah,
Yeah, don't make me call the postal inspectors to get you off my butt, right?
yeah, they will fucking kick a stamp in your ass.
Yeah, that David Windmiller or whatever his name is that goes off on his rant. He's entertaining. I was like, I can't see that. I can't even see a judge look. I can only imagine a judge would just look at you and be like, dude, no.
Yeah, there's hardly any judges anymore anyway. They're all magistrates or some kind of like
Right.
administrative name that you have to go see the magistrate. Where the fuck is the judge?
Right.
Like,
Family law judge and stuff. Yeah.
yeah, there's no more arbiters, man. They're not there no more. But yeah, I think exposing these people by forcing them to open up the books and the bookkeeping. I think that's the only way to go.
It's happening one jurisdiction at a time because when you hear these people in their lives, a lot of the judges are being removed, resigning, retiring, stuff like that. Sheriffs are also. So it's kind of happening in one jurisdiction at a time. Is kind of what you're seeing, right?
Yeah, I'm over here in Central Texas. The actual sheriff here actually has an oath of office. I got it. Got it. Uh, what do you call it? I did the what is a damn frickin' word when you go get it apostilled, and then I got it authenticated. So it's actually very close to the original one that he actually signed. So I had like three
Right.
different stamps on it. So
Right.
and then sent an injunction over to his office, which seemed to work out pretty good.
I lived in kind of southern Virginia, and it used to be a blue county, right?
Hmm.
So they had no liquor. And after they started serving liquor by the drink, some of the sheriff deputies, after the old sheriff passed away, some of the older sheriff deputies at a party I was at admitted that that sheriff was getting kickbacks from the moonshiners. And that's why that stayed a blue county for so
That
long,
yeah,
because he was getting
that's in all
kickbacks,
the movies standard practice almost, man. It's like you keep
Yeah, it was all
yeah.
true.
Uh, but it was a good balance of stuff. If it kept the people that were selling the stuff a little more, what's the word, on point and not aggressive and all over the place.
Right,
So it was a kind of symbiotic
right.
relationship.
So as that county had to become more legal, the good old boy system didn't want to change because they didn't want power, right?
Right.
So as things are transitioning, people don't want to lose power. And so there's going to be this vacuum of fights, right? I think ACLU put out a thing, well, we sued you X amount of times the last time you were president, right? Doesn't matter which side you're on, they're going to fight it out because they got to keep us divided, you know? So as people like you take on these sheriffs and straighten up these counties, it's one at a
Yep.
time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes a bit, man.
So as people like you all across the country take on whether it's a sheriff's office or a judge or whatever it is, as people are doing these processes and taking on the IRS, the toothpaste is getting squeezed out to where they can't put it back in, right? In all the different jurisdictions that we're taking on. And they're realizing that they can't put the genie back
Nope.
in the
All
bottle,
they can do is
right?
play musical chairs and swap and
And
get
that's
back
how,
another, come back to the same person at like
right.
5 years later to put somebody else back in that was there before. So nobody, hot potato pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, so think about it. How many countries have collapsed here lately? So France, Germany, South Korea collapsed twice now. What was it? Australia, right? So all these countries, now Canada, these leaders are stepping down because things are having to change because the toothpaste squeezed out so much. There's major changes within those countries, and it's happening all over the world, right?
Yeah, there's definitely a cleansing of sort. I think nobody's buying what they're selling anymore. They're getting old and rickety and just no value. So they're trying to, get us to be in a bunch of groups so they can get us to purchase or see what we're trying to buy, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So we're going to get some more toothpaste squeezed out here in the United
Oh
States,
yeah,
right? Good, bad, or ugly. Whatever it's going to be, right? There's more toothpaste coming out.
that's it.
But
So you ready there, Starseed?
Giving us
You
your
were going to
Kraft mac
show?
and cheese folder. Let's see. She went bye bye.
hold on 1 second. I'm getting it.
Sorry, you said a bubble mailer is the only way to send that money order with the Allonge, correct?
Yeah, I think she said that the other day.
Okay.
Because my IRS documents I just got, I think ordered some A's and B's. Both
Sure.
sides of the freaking yellow envelope were ripped off. It's like,
Wow.
man, like somebody took a finger and just kind of ripped through both sides of the envelope. I was like, man, this is crazy. Like Jim Carrey kicked it down the
I
hall.
ordered A's and B's and they didn't send them.
Really?
Yeah, I got to reorder them. Or maybe they were temporarily out and they're still coming.
If you get your postal account set up, you should see like a tracking number will come from up north, from a little warehouse or facility or whatever.
Yeah, I could look it up.
But yeah, I got a couple of postal accounts that closed, and they kept some of my money in there. So I'm trying to figure out a way to get it transferred to the new accounts.
So just go down and see your postmaster, and he can transfer it from the old trust to the new.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, I actually go to the post office because the postal service there, it's a weird hybrid. Not the best for doing any kind of administration.
So it's like a 6-hour office.
Yeah, I think so. It's
Okay.
the most busiest one, but it's the postal service, and they've got a girl that I've got her personal cell phone number. She does all the check entries for the EPS system, and she's the only one that can do it. So she has a lot of access to a lot of things. She
So
actually showed me the screen and all that shit.
if you're going to end up putting your trust accounts and stuff like that and do a limited power of attorney, if you're going to do that, do it in the one at the county seat, I suggest.
The county seat downtown,
Yep.
usually.
Yeah, where the courthouse is,
Gotcha.
because I think those are the ones that'll transfer over quickest. in the
Gotcha.
future.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out right now a way to deposit, commercial paper into those things.
Well, so if you were to have the checks, let's say, sent to the postmaster and carried to the postmaster, and they had a limited power of attorney to cash those checks and put them into your trust account, they would be there if that's what you, if, is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, kind of, but if they're going to be some more of a negotiable instrument instead of something drawn off from a bank or an account, you know what I mean? There'd have to be what's the word? Not necessarily a bill of exchange, but
Let's say a bond.
a bond or some kind of coupon or something like that. Anything that has a monetary value on it.
Well, you could have a coupon go there, yes. As
Gotcha.
long as they have a limited power of attorney to handle it. Because your postmaster can be your accountant and your lawyer.
I wonder why he's hiding from me. No,
But
he's not.
a lot of them don't understand that yet.
That's the truth right there.
Because the postal ones have been doing it. And I had a book on it and I never read it because I didn't have time before I retired. But some of them have kind of figured that out. Starseed knows something about that too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she's done a lot with the post office. I mean, I think she's literally gone through every form and filled it out and sent it off and returned it and all kinds of stuff. She's
Oh,
really,
she educated me about some stuff.
yeah,
Yeah, she has.
yeah. She just jumps in the Ferrari and steps on the gas, dude. She's freaking full throttle.
Yeah, that's a good
Luckily,
way
I
of
have
putting it.
She's like,
stupid
it's not
luck.
my car. Fuck it. She's out, dude. Fucking mail, like fucking envelopes flying out the
Drive it
window.
like you
Yeah,
stole it, right?
yeah, that's her.
Drive it like you stole it.
I'm a
I
fucking
mean,
postmaster, bitches.
if y'all knew what it looks like sometimes between me, these stamps, these envelopes, and this paper, Lord.
Your license plate's gonna say Postal 2, the number 2 on it.
But look, okay, so thank you for bringing me back around to this.
Yes.
So y'all were asking about like the putting the stamp on your driver's license and does it work and blah blah blah. Okay, so it might work if you find like a really cool cop, but most of the time they're gonna laugh at you. I mean, just from my assumption, because like I had constitutional shit to stand on whenever I got arrested, and they laughed at me, and that's kind of what they've been doing. But if you are a registered agent, y'all keep hearing me say this, which is just a form that you fill out through the post office. It's like you don't have to even talk to anybody about it. You just do it. You do the application to get your mail delivered via agent, and then you additionally register to become that agent. And whenever you do that, that is how you get that protection of do not detain.
So think about this. Remember when the rumor went around that Elvis became an agent for Nixon? How do you think they did that?
Postal.
That's what I think.
Through
That's
the
what I'm
railways.
starting to think. That's what I'm starting to think.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the easiest way to get into the governmental seat without having to go through all the red politics and shit.
Right. Because
You
when a
know all it
CIA
is?
agent, so here's, I'm sorry, Starseed, go ahead.
I was just going to say, so have you guys gotten any EINs and then you like receive a letter from the IRS telling you that like the election, you have to, what is it, like register for the election or what is it called? But y'all know what I'm trying to say.
Revocation, like the you
No,
talking about?
not revoking it. You have to sign up for the
Oh, you're gonna
election.
set. I got you.
That you have to register to vote, right?
Well, it's something like that, but really, you're electing. It's way more than that.
I think they're trying to put like an adhesion part of it to be using the EIN, like some of the LLC stipulations. You got to follow a set of certain rules and operate with that
Well,
thing.
the EIN is a vehicle. So whenever they're talking about vehicles, they're talking about EINs. They're not talking about like a vroom vroom going down the road in a car. They're talking about EINs.
Yeah.
I didn't get that when I opened mine.
What?
That letter you're talking about, I didn't get that.
Well, it just depends on what you were doing, what you did. Like,
Okay, that's fair. Oh, because I didn't open a company. That's why.
but
You
if you
opened
do
a
like,
company.
well, mine, I got it whenever I did the tribal government.
Yes, yes, that makes sense. All I got was one I had so many days to fill out a tax form.
Oh yeah, they gave you that because you're starting a tribe pretty much, and they want the citizens of your tribe to vote and participate more
But
than
here's the
likely.
thing. Well, no, it's beyond that though. You're like registering to be, so you're electing your own government. Like you're
That
electing, being elected at, or putting
that you have
yourself
a
in the election position
that you
for
have a
your own
council,
government.
that you
Oh,
have some sort of council,
Yeah. It's
some
like,
sort
so
of
it doesn't
board.
mean what we think. It's not bad.
I think they want you to set up an electoral council.
It's not bad.
Oh, I think they want you to set up an electoral council in your own tribe. That would make more sense.
I mean, I haven't done it because if you want me to register to vote, that's putting me in your jurisdiction. But whenever you do it from a tribal government predicament where you're not in their jurisdiction,
Yeah, you want to shop there, not become an employee.
right? That could be beneficial doing it from like my standpoint, you know.
Because there's grant money, low interest loans, you can get
Mhm.
housing, all kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah.
So there's a tribe in Minnesota where it's Native Americans plus whites that can live on that tribe. So the non-Native Americans can actually get the driver's license plate that they use in the tribe.
Yep. If you create a micronation, you can get your own plates.
Yep. I found that pretty interesting when I was in Minnesota in November. I didn't know you could do that. So it's pretty cool having your own tribe.
Yeah.
I'm interested in that post office form.
Which one?
The one that Star was referring to get on the do not detain.
Yep. What form is that?
She didn't spill the beans.
She's paused real quick. She's probably digging it up so she can show it. She's
I did
printing it.
spill the beans. So it's the no, it's it's the registered agent to application to deliver through.
Yeah, James, we are all indigenous. Absolutely. White's not even a real thing. That's just made up to separate us all. We're just different colored shades of wheat.
Star, is that an online
Yeah.
form, or do you go into the post office to get that?
It was an online form. Hold on, I'll find it. Hold on.
I'm not asking you to do my homework for me. I
No, it's
appreciate.
fine.
Nah, she'll get it for you.
Okay, but if you want to get it for me, I love it.
If you put it up on the screen, we'll take a screenshot shot of it, open up the photo, copy and paste that in the link, and we'll be ready to go.
Well, are you guys in my Telegram? I mean, I know you guys are. Is everybody in my Telegram? Because I can just post it there, and we can just post it there, and we can just call it a day.
So you're saying you want me to go from this app to the other one to get okay?
It'll be saved.
I know, I'm just teasing you.
No, actually, I'm not.
You're not?
No,
Well,
no,
that's
I'm not.
almost like insulting.
Follow me, Brunswick. I'll send you the link.
So So here's the first one,
How the hell do I do that?
because you have to do the
have to
one.
wait till after I'm off, I think. And this melody.
Somebody else put down there. They're not on your Telegram.
I'll post a link to it. Unless my mod wants to.
Ooh, I gotta go inside before my phone dies.
Okay, there is the first one. That one is to have it like authorized to get your mail delivered through the agent. And then here is the link for the Telegram. I'm looking for the other one. It's always the harder one to find. Did you guys get, everybody down in the comments, did you guys get the link for the Telegram? And excuse me for not being very active in there lately.
Yeah, it's good. We can see it. Thank you.
I have I try
Yes.
with the Telegram. It's just I haven't really known what I was doing yet, so it's hard to try to explain anything, like I said, to anybody. Ooh. There's that one.
Star, I got to bounce, but I just wanted to say thank you again for everything. I
Of
think
course.
your journey's amazing, and we're cheering you on,
Thanks.
100%. I'll keep you up to date on what's going on with my situation, and
If you need a notary to do your protest, get a hold of me and I can do it.
hells yes.
Because we're allowed to do those out of state. Like, it doesn't have to be with the traditional notary. You have to do it like, I can't notarize for you in Georgia,
Sure.
but
you.
I can do a protest or a presentment out of state. So as long as I have proof, which you have your proof, so yeah.
Great. Okay, awesome. I'll get a hold of you. I'll try and get a hold of you tomorrow, and then rock and roll from there if you're going to be around. Or what's a good day to get a hold of you?
Any day. You just have to text me and let me know.
Right on. I'll get a
Sometimes
hold
you
of
have
you.
to hold me accountable and be like, "Yo, Star, you said."
It's all good.
I mean, sometimes I'm just being honest. Sometimes you really do. You have to hold me accountable because I sometimes I just hide from people.
Hey, that's good. You got to do that every once in a while.
But you don't have to feel bad about like pulling me out of it because I need to come out of that shit.
Sounds good. Well, thank you guys again for all your input. Brunswick, thank you so much. I appreciate you, my brother. You guys have a wonderful night.
You too.
God bless.
I'm looking. I just found some shit in my computer that I had not seen. It's like set up So setup and I don't even know. It's like I put that treasury software in the comments for you guys to check out because if Gray could ever get into the treasury software, his credit problem would be solved. He could pull the credits down on his own with that software. Like most people, I guess, don't know that that even exists. But how many
You're
people?
saying you can do all the paperwork online?
Huh?
You're saying you can do all the paperwork online?
What paperwork?
Didn't you just say you can do with the software
Oh yeah,
in the
for the
Treasury
treasury
Department?
software. Yeah, it's all online.
Forms and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, you have to mail them in,
Is there
so
more?
you can print them offline and you can do that part, but you have to mail them in,
Right, okay, okay. That's what I was going for.
because you have to
Thank
get
you.
that contract.
Yes,
And you know, part of that contract, or that thing that makes it a contract, is mailing it for it to post.
yep,
Whenever that contract posts in the mail, it becomes a viable contract.
yeah, I get it.
I'm sure you probably do, but I'm sure a lot of people don't quite get it yet. I still don't get it all the
I
way.
get that. So it's like if you're buying a house, you sign the contract, the deed, all that. So you have to send it paper, so there's a paper trail. Your wet ink signature, right?
Right.
Okay. Is that close to loop for you?
Do what?
They want the wet ink signature.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm looking for. Okay.
This is so. I have some of the strangest stuff on my computer. Like I don't know where it came from. I'm assuming it's like the
I
stuff that
don't know
goes with
what
the
you
post
mean.
office.
Love 7 is saying, is it same as B4?
I
don't know
think
what
it's
B4 is.
different. So they've come up with a not a corporate, I guess, like a corporate account, I guess is what you'd call it. Y'all, I'm in love with this chair though. I just wanted to say it again that I love this fucking chair. This is
All right.
like I've got this whole setup, y'all, that is like all of my. I've got one of those like 3-tiered little carts with my computer.
The king asked the question.
Yeah.
That is what you got set up there. The king asked, can you limit on comment on the limited POA of the postmaster to cash consumer paper?
Wait, what?
So for postmaster, it says, can you elaborate on the limited POA to the PM to cash consumer paper? So if they have a power of attorney that says they can pay your bills or cash that check, right? That way they can put it into your trust account to pay your bills, basically.
I'm confused.
So if you have those checks mailed to the postmaster, then they can cash them and then pay your bills with it. So I hope that answered it.
Man, I bet, Todd, you could help me at this point. Like, I'm sure that you probably could. So here's where I'm at. Here's what I'm doing. I don't have any money, so if y'all want to try to be funny, I don't have anything for y'all to take. So, okay. This is where I'm at. I'm on the Excel with the data. Do you know, like, what I would do? I don't want to have my information up there too long. People are creeps. Sorry. Do you know anything about that kind of stuff, Todd?
We can talk private
Okay.
tomorrow.
Because, I mean, if I could figure that part out, that's the only thing, like, holding me up at this point. Yeah, I can't see the comments with that.
Give me a call.
Yeah. Because I'm serious. Like, as soon as I figure that last piece out, everything will be connected and the currency will be flowing.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at with it. I know that that's what I'm waiting on. I know. I might actually have to call you in just a moment because some of this has got me super questioned. But I'm not putting none of this up on the screen. But yeah, guys, my best advice if you're trying to go down the post office route is you need to get into the manuals and you need to figure out the Excel spreadsheets. There's going to be some spreadsheets for you to download and put your information into to get linked up with all of the stuff. And from there, you want to do the informed visibility. And that's what's going to connect all the pieces after you've got your foundation part set up. You have to have certain things done before you get to that point for it to work right. Yeah, I know people can take screenshots, but I mean, they're really not going to get anything out of what I had up there. Like the post office is so high tech, even though they may seem like they're living back in the ancient days. I guarantee you, because I am as far down this process as I am, there's nothing that I do on my computer that is not known. Because I'm linked up to their system. Like, whenever I first started down this path, I was brand new at this and I hadn't worked with the post office yet, and my computer was acting funny. And now that I look back, hindsight's 2020, I'm not really sure that my computer was messing up so much as they wanted to act like there was a reason for them to pull my information off of my computer, I guess, to, make sure that I had good intentions and that I was like a good person. But they definitely, I believe, check that stuff. Like, they don't just let anybody figure this shit out.
What did they do? They take your computer?
No, they didn't take my computer. He, basically took the data from my computer.
And that's because you were going to be linking up with the post office?
Mm-hmm. To do the mailing and shipping.
Yeah, so they probably trying to make sure you weren't pulling a fast one, putting some hardware on
Right.
theirs.
So, I mean, it makes sense as to why he did that. And I mean, y'all, this process has been like slow as molasses. I feel like I've been working on this stuff forever now, and I feel like I'm not like where I think I should be.
I started my
But
process in March, and I'm still not even a quarter of the way done.
I mean, there's so much to learn about the post office. Honestly, like the best way that I've come to look at it is that it's like a game of fucking Roblox or something, where we have this blank area and we get to build the world that we want. You know, it can be whatever. Like, you know how in I think it's Roblox, how you got all the different rooms and different, like, in this world you've got like block land, and then other land it's like tree land, and like seriously, like we have that ability.
Yeah, when I walk into the post office, I size them up and I watch them and I look at their character and how they speak and find out like who's going to be the most easy to talk to try to get something out of. You know what I mean?
Well, you're not getting anything out of them once you go on like I said, that postmaster to postmaster relationship. Whenever you go and express, you know, good faith, and you show that you're not an idiot, and because see, the way that I was doing it at first, no wonder they like tried to throw me out of the post office, because I think a lot of times that I know everything and I don't know everything. So whenever I stopped acting like that and I started acting more like, okay, teach me, and you know, I'm here to learn, they kind of took me under their wing more. People like to like be made to feel like they're needed.
Yeah.
Like, I know that that's what they do. They want to feel needed, and I need you. I
Especially at the
need your
post
help.
office. Because those ladies at the post office have nobody to talk to, and I think they go home to their little shack somewhere and nobody's there but their dog. And they all look like they hate each other, so if they have somebody else to talk to, that's great. At least over here.
But really, I mean, these ladies, they don't know. The people that work at these places, they don't know this stuff. Like the lady that works at the post office where my PO box is, I'm telling you, she is about as smart as a half a box of crayons. And I mean, for the first 2 months that I was there, every time I went to go pick my mail up, she carded me. Like, if I didn't have my ID, she literally wouldn't give me my mail. I'm like, sis, you know who I am now. We've been doing this for a while. And the crazy thing was, she started doing that the day that my ID came in the mail. I was like, if you would have done this one day sooner, we'd have been boxing, because I wouldn't have been able to get to it.
Oh, whatever happened with your husband? He's out of jail now, right?
No, he's still in there.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he just got served out.
He got what?
He just got served out.
What does that mean?
Like, they're making him, he went up for parole this month, but instead of him making parole, they are instead making him finish out the rest of his sentence.
And what did he do?
He ran. We had herbals and stuff in the car, and he's a dumbass.
Are you guys not allowed to have him out there?
No, now they were legalized January 1st, but he got arrested in October. But he's so intelligent that he actually let them tag on charges that he didn't even get arrested with. And he pled guilty to it because he was just scared at that point. And so yeah, he pled guilty to like what was it? So we had like some flowers and stuff in the car, and like some cigarette Rello things and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Nothing major. Some gummy bears, and he ended up letting them put controlled substance. He took a charge and pled guilty to that, and I'm like, bro, why the fuck would you do that? He was like, I didn't even know they did it. I'm like, why would you agree? Okay, I was there and I was gonna defend him, but the judges, I'm sure that they had sat around like for the whole 2 weeks before this case, like sitting around thinking about how they were gonna like shut me down.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure of it. And he was like, you're not a licensed attorney. You can't pass the bar. Now, hindsight's 2020, and I know that fuck them. I could have just, because I was acting as trustee, I could have just, represented him in that capacity. But because I got caught up in the whole attorney lawyer bullshit bar, I let them scare me. And so I just went and sat down because I'm terrified that they're just going to I'm not so much anymore. But I was terrified that like my mouth was going to get my ass locked back up like on a day that I wasn't even supposed to be in trouble. So I kind of like I would shut up because I didn't want to get in trouble. But my husband, he was like, the judge was like, well, you have the opportunity to like think on it, or you can just accept the charges, or blah, blah, blah. And my husband looked at me and I was like, I kind of like, gave him the, you do whatever you want face. I ain't no way in hell I was going to do that. I'm not going to accept.
Not accept no plea.
Right. I'm not going to accept these little misdemeanor charges that they're trying to put on me. We're going to fight it out.
Yeah, I mean, don't put in a plea at all because there was no victim.
Right. And that's what I told them. Well, because see, the first time I went to court on this, they were like, we can offer you a plea. Do you want to? I was like, no, I'm not going to take no damn plea. I was like, first off, your lack of due process, major violation. I was like, I'm not doing, no, none of this. I was like, if I were going to do anything, I would take a demur. And I'm not doing that because these charges are bullshit. I got arrested when I didn't even have a warrant over failure to identify, essentially. But they ended up booking me on obscuring governmental operations.
Of course.
Because I wasn't breaking the law.
Yeah, I mean, I got rear-ended about 3 months ago, and we were on the highway. Guy hits me, and then I'm pulling off the highway because it's obviously rush hour traffic. Shit's crazy in Arizona. And as I'm pulling off the highway, the guy decides at the last minute to jump back on to take off. He was behind me because he hit me, right? So then I had to jump back on and take off after him. He realized he wasn't going to get away, especially I'm driving a black Porsche. He wasn't going to get away, for sure. And so the cop said, go ahead and just pull off the freeway to a safe spot and fill out a form online, and we'll let your insurance as well. I said, no, you guys need to come out here because the guy already tried to take off, and I'm watching him, and I'm not going anywhere. So they're pissed off about it. Came out, the officer asked me for my driver's license, insurance, registration, and then he went to the guy in front of me, asked him. When he came back to me, he goes, okay, where's the paperwork? I handed him my passport, and he goes, what is this? I need your driver's license, insurance, registration. I said, no, you don't. You just need my ID. That's all you need. Go ahead and do what you got to do. And he goes, what license plate is that? And then he walks away because I have the DOT plate. 3 tickets, one for no driver's license, no insurance, and no registration. And I said, I'm not accepting that. He goes, you can take it to the court. All right, I took it to the court.
Sorry, guys. It booted me out. But luckily it didn't end the whole live. Oh, shoot. Genfire, you want to come up? Trying to find a beautiful background for you guys here. I did get confirmation that a bond that I sent through was actually accepted the other day as well, which is a huge, huge, awesome thing. Okay.
Good evening.
Grand Rising.
How are you? Haven't seen you in a long time.
I know.
I know you're busy.
No, I had to take a break from the peeps, you know?
I'm sure it gets overwhelming with all the questions and the repetitive questions over and over.
Yes.
I get it.
And, you know, I do truly want to help everyone. I truly do. But there's so many people that aren't willing at all to even help themselves. Like, they get mad whenever I'm not willing to give up, you know, so much of my time when they're not willing to give up any of their time.
Right. I was thinking about you yesterday. I was reading part of the Green Book and also trying to read a little bit of the Stamp Duty Act. And I was like, I can't get it. I need Starseed. I'm like, I don't know how she could decipher all this crap.
I don't even know how I've done it.
I was lost, girl. I was like, it seems like they're talking about postmasters, like to a postmaster, but yet I was reading the public funding section.
Well, what do you think a postmaster is? They're just the trustee over the public funding, over our funds.
Right. I was looking in there because I was on someone's live, and they had spoke about how they had just took their bill to the postmaster, gave it to them, and said, basically, I need you to set this up. And the postmaster had asked them if they wanted the funds or the credits to be, how would they like their credits, and they gave them their banking information, routing number, and everything, and they transferred the credits into their account. But then he said he went to another post office and tried it with another one, and they did not react the same way. But he said that there's in the section one spot where it mentions the forms that the postmaster needs to fill out to make that happen.
You're saying
that for those
1, 2, 3. You're saying they took a 670 in there from the Treasury Department to deposit the credits?
No, they said this gentleman had said that they took their full bill, like their electric bill, and handed it to the postmaster and told the postmaster that they would like them to credit their account with that not coupon. I want to say coupon all the time, but the voucher. And the postmaster had grabbed a couple forms, filled them out, and asked him how he wanted his credits deposited. And he said, in this account, and he handed him his routing number and his bank account number to his personal bank account. And he said, within a couple of days, I think it was 2 days, I think he said, the credits were in there, and he paid the bill with that.
So I think he had an ATC account.
An ATC account. I don't know what that was. He didn't say that. That's all he said he did. And then he said he went to a different one because he didn't think that was going to work, I guess. And when it did, he was like, holy moly, let me take, he was in another neighborhood, I guess. I just not in the same neighborhood. So he took a different bill to another post office and asked to see the postmaster and did literally like the same exact steps. And they acted like there was no way he could do that.
Yeah, so you can have like a, let's say in your mind as you're going to have a trust account, right? And that
Right.
trust account is an ATC. Isn't that what it's called? Starseed, ACH or something like that, ATC or whatever. So the name
What
of it
does
might not.
ATC stand for, if you don't mind?
I
For
don't.
not just me, but
I can't
everybody else.
remember. I can't remember. It's ACR or ATC or something like that. Starseed.
Okay.
What's it called, Elena?
She's on pause.
Oh,
But go
okay.
ahead. We'll
So,
swing back to
anyways,
that.
so it's like you have a credit card with the post office in a way, and they can
Mm-hmm.
electronically pay bills for you,
Mm-hmm.
and it gets set up through that system, and they can
But
pay the bills.
he had mentioned that the credits were credited to his personal checking account. Because someone asked him in the live what kind of account did he have it transferred to, and he said I filled out the form to transfer to my personal account. I gave him my routing number and my bank account, and 2
And
days
how
later, I
long
believe he said.
it was in there?
This
two
wasn't
days
that long
later.
ago. It was just a
Was
few,
that
I guess.
Was he in a pretty big city
I
there?
don't know where he was, to be honest with you. I'd be lying if
Yeah.
I tried to tell you. He
See,
just said
only
that's what he did.
all post offices don't do that. Only
Right. Well,
certain
he
ones.
said that because he said he tried to do it again in a different area, different place,
Right.
and they
And
looked at him like he had leprosy or something like that.
yeah,
It was not.
they didn't know anything about that. Yeah, not all of them
Right,
can
but I
do
think he
that.
did say that he had to tell them which section of the postal manual, post office manual, that where what forms that they were supposed to pull. That's what I was in there looking for, because
They're not even
supposedly
allowed.
it's in there.
So the smaller post offices aren't allowed to do that. Only the bigger ones are.
Right, and I did read that in the postal manual. It said that certain ones cannot do, like certain postmasters and certain ones are not allowed to transfer funds back and forth or anything like that. And
Yeah,
that's what
they
I
don't.
got from that.
Yep.
Maybe it's not the same wording per se, but it did say
Yeah.
something on the lines of that.
Yeah. It was. They probably worded it like a lawyer would, right?
Hmm. That's what I'm assuming. That's what I'm assuming. But that's what I was in there. I was telling Starseed I was, because she's really good at deciphering wording and doing, like, reading something and completely like seeing through the bull, seeing between the lines, I should say. She's got that kind of ability. I was